Sport is a great platform for brands, and Eurosport, within that, we have a platform that reaches 250 million sports fans just on television alone. Increasingly, Eurosport has actually been able to create tailor-made solutions for brands. You know, the point of entry is generally spot. It's generally traditional TV campaign. But the thing is that given what we have within the group, as I was just explaining, is that they can go much further than a traditional media campaign. So we can give them, like bespoke communication solutions, and that can go from programming solutions, as it can go from promotional solutions, as it can also go for on-the-ground event sponsorship. And sometimes, for some brands, we can actually do 360 and put all of those things together. And that's been a huge part of our business, but the point of entry has definitely been originally through the traditional spot and the traditional media campaigns, and today, I would say in the last sort of 5-6 years, branched out massively. Because the brands are really looking for branding content. They're looking for more than just spots and 30-second spots, which are still powerful and still work, but brands are looking for more, and Eurosport really tries to go that extra mile to deliver that to them. The first thing that's important is it's true that brands are looking for a more sophisticated way of engaging, and it is all about engagement. The most important thing I think to remember is that you don't just go and badge stuff. If you're going to engage fans, you actually have to create content or create a partnership that actually has a natural fit between the two brands and the products that we actually make and we actually push out into the market. That has to be a natural fit. It has to be relevant as well to sports fans. Philips Shavers has a Formula One sponsorship, and for us as a sports channel, one of our huge unique content beyond sporting events and live sports is the fact that we actually have our own dedicated production, and we actually conceived a series called The Factory. And in fact what it did is it took us behind the scenes of Formula One, took us into the factory and actually created a sort of saga with all the personalities behind the car. So it was the engineers, it was the designers, it was like the president's PA, it was the lady that makes the tea, it was all the technology guys, the guys that are in the sort of the power room and the master control room on the day of the race behind, the driver, how he interacts with those people. And we created this story about all those people whose passion about the car is there within the Philips factory, and how it's a common vision and a common mission actually to get that car out on the track and actually to get it onto the podium. And that sort of behind the scenes, memorable, unique view of the world, of the sports world, was something that we actually could devise together with Philips as a brand and create some very, very added value content for Eurosport as well. So it has to be natural, it has to be relevant. To be perfectly frank, I think that we are almost at the beginning of what branded content is all about, because it's so vast and it's so sophisticated. And each thing, each initiative is tailor-made and customised. I think more and more brands will be investing in branded or sponsored content because engagement with fans is key. It's more and more difficult to stand out. It's more and more difficult to touch the consumers. Consumer target groups are increasingly fickle. They have choice, they have channels, they have content, they can go anywhere. And I think that the most important thing is those partnerships are going to be more and more long-standing. I think the associations are going to be longer term, and that's just all, it's beneficial for us, but it's also immensely beneficial for the brands. I think you have to sort of, branded content is only a limited percentage of content. It will never override or take over from what the core content is. For example, we broadcast 3,000 hours of live sports a year, plus all our own tailor-made production, magazines, etc. If you actually sort of work out the percentage of actually the branded content that goes in there, it's actually quite small. I think that brands will be more targeted, they'll be more discerning about the programming that they get involved in. You know, and we also are very aware that, you know, we will not dilute the power of the live sports. That is our core offer, and it's the biggest part of our programming. That will never change. After that is that the percentage of branded content that we actually produce, as I said before, it has to be natural, it has to be relevant, it has to be top quality. You know, and you need to work long term with partners and brands on that. So, you know, I think we would be working with, you know, it's more about quality than quantity.
Great. Thanks very much.